My name is Alex Clark. I am the CEO of the Consumer Advocates for Smoke-Free Alternatives Association. I've been with the organization for 10 years. I started as a volunteer because in 2013, I quit smoking by switching to vaping. Our goal has been to elevate the voice of consumers and make sure that policymakers, lawmakers, regulators, and the public are seeing us for who we are. We are people who made a conscious decision to improve our health by switching to a safer product. There are wild misperceptions of risk right now. More than half the population believes that nicotine causes cancer. This is not true. There is an addictive component, but by and large, using nicotine presents risks that are similar to caffeine.
Welcome to Civil Vapes Winter Park. When you first walk in, you got some rolling trays. We have candles. These are supposed to be like specifically good at killing smoke smell. We have some incense, also pretty good at killing smoke smell. When you switch to vaping, you're obviously not going to get the same kind of hit that you do from a cigarette. So there was definitely things that made it difficult. But overall, I just knew that I needed to at some point, so it's better to just cut it. It's a really chill, like, I don't know, supportive kind of group.
It's definitely like a kava community, so I feel like a lot of artists, a lot of creative people are in this community.
You're doing film or, just drawing, animation, music. You're always going to find like-minded people here that, kind of care about what you do.
A lot of healthy people, I guess like some hippies. We're a little hippie-ish though, because, it's very herbal stuff.
When Tobacco 21 was being proposed, we opposed it. And our opposition was really based on risk communication, in that this law is now taking all nicotine products, regardless of risk, and restricting sales to people 21 and over. And that sends a message. That is a form of structural communication that tells everybody, oh, these products are just as harmful as smoking. Subjecting safer products to cigarette-type regulation sends a very confusing message and an inaccurate message to consumers. And that will discourage people from switching to these products.
And I do kind of feel to a certain respect that if you're 18, you're kind of old enough to make your own decisions. Obviously, people kind of mature at different rates, but if you can go into the military, you should be able to smoke. If you can die, you can smoke.
Part of Juul's marketing strategy was targeting people in their 20s. And when companies do that, they are sort of inadvertently, some of them know what they're doing, but that spills over into teenagers, because teenagers are looking up to the 20-somethings for what's cool, what am I gonna be when I grow up, who are my heroes? And so it's a very risky age demographic to target.
I don't think we need all of the vapes to taste like rainbow sparkles and be like pink and stuff like that, because you're inevitably marketing to it looks like a toy, And if it tastes like candy, it's I feel like it's more likely you're gonna get a younger crowd wanting it, looking for it, But when you stick to just mint tobacco, it's more people like me who's okay, I quit cigarettes and now I vape, and it's it's not something you're just abusing because you're haha, it tastes like orange.
When it comes to flavors, a lot of the narrative that people hear is that, flavors are in these nicotine and tobacco products to entice young people to try them. That is not the case when it comes to vapor products and other smoke-free alternatives. It was consumers who were not satisfied with the products they were getting from overseas who tried to reverse engineer things. And they were figuring out how to make the liquid and realizing that we're not stuck with the tobacco flavor. When I was 13 years old, the cigarettes I smoked, I I took them from my dad. They were Marlboro Lights. They were cigarette flavored. I didn't need bubble gum. I didn't need gummy bears. I wanted the drug. And that's the population of young people that we need to have an honest conversation about drug use. Journalists understand that this conversation is much more nuanced than big tobacco versus public health. There are third and fourth parties involved here.
Don't buy vapes from like sketchy places. Don't get weird gas station off-brand vapes because they can be dangerous. They're not regulated. I mean, none of this is FDA approved, but you know, they're regulated even less and they're made even more cheaply, and they sometimes have a tendency to explode. Lithium-ion batteries are kind of violent in the right conditions. So don't catch on fire. Get nicer on-brand vapes. And if something feels weird or doesn't feel right, don't use it. You know.
I think it is incumbent upon reporters to ask what's going on with us. We are not always featured in these articles. It is typically the tobacco industry says one thing, the public health officials say another, and they are at odds. But we are the people who are caught in the crossfire.